anything. They even said in their own interviews, we just sit there, we don't do anything. And this is what they need. They need playmakers. Acadian had been a big piece of that puzzle, but now Gate, you know, he's shown up. He's showing that he can kind of really carry some of these games and be aggressive. And Froggen had a fantastic game yesterday. So it does bode well for Echo Fox and their fans.
Well, we're back to standard for now as FlyQuest event, Rise, Lee Sin, Twist of Fate, Kha'Zix, and there's the red side standard bans there.
Give me the Camille support again.
Well, not this game, unfortunately. It was banned by Fox, but there's Zyro Varus. So things looking a little calmer here to the start in game 2.
They certainly are, and we'll have to see if there's going to be any sort of mix-up, any shenanigans coming in later in the draft. There is always the fact that you have to consider Froggen's champion pool, right? The TF, the Anivia, these are things that are very different, and sometimes you will see adaptations because people want to put him off those comfort picks, and that has been a pretty common strategy. High, once again, okay to leave his pick to the later stages of the draft. So both the solo laners of FlyQuest were not drafted in the first round, and you do get put in this position where, you know, which one do you want to focus now as Echo Fox? They can try to take one of those solo laners and try to push an advantageous matchup in that area, or they can just match jungle and say, hey, whatever.
Yeah, and they'll get a lot of time here as well with Jin Maldar, picked up for FlyQuest, which nice and standard, looking good so far. Froggen, this is such a common feature of Echo Fox draft, this third pick Anivia, particularly on the red side.
Now see, why I like this is because High has not selected his champion. You take the Anivia, you now have 2 bans to say, hey, Froggen, what don't you want to play against? Right, now this is what they can go for. It's not guaranteed what they will, but it's what I'm assuming they will do, is Froggen will ban out the 2 mid laners he least wants to play against.
Yeah, and just kind of pinch that there. I mean, it's so interesting to me with Froggen because Anivia is the champion that I'm sure he's comfortable in almost any matchup. So to me, there's also the advantage of we pick up blind and then we can pinch somewhere else and get more advantages that way, but Echo Fox do seem to favor this. Froggen is an excellent Anivia player, so setting him up's good.
And that said, you can know a matchup, but sometimes you can know that you get blasted in the matchup. And then you still don't want to go down that road base tree. And, you know, High's Corki has been nasty. The Syndra is something that seems very scary as well, and it can have that kind of range zoning advantage on the Anivia. Always has the ability to kind of burst combo Anivia down. So these are champions that make sense to take off the table here. And it's also just showing respect to your opponent. High has really been the standout player, I think, along with Moon for FlyQuest so far this season. But High in particular obviously gets a little bit more credit because of his shot calling, because of his leadership, kind of the intangibles.
Well, you can see Maokai pick for Echo Fox, so they get into pick phase 2 of the draft. Fiora, Swain were banned for Looper. The 2 top laners taken away there. We'll see how FlyQuest finish off their team comp, though. They do need some solo laners, and they've got a pretty good idea of what's coming. In fact, they see both solo laners. Never mind, Arcadian's actually going to get last pick here.
Yeah, and I think that the Maokai pick is great because you've banned out basically the Maokai counters, right? FlyQuest would, well, you could say tank counters.
Yep.
But if you're going to do that, then Echo Fox can just say, okay, we'll just take the best tank. Sure, you got Nautilus, but Maokai is just kind of Nautilus but better, right? So they have a great tank matchup. They had to spend some bans that didn't really affect anything. It's going to be Victor now to answer Froggen on the Anivia, which I think makes quite a bit of sense. But Froggen should be happy with his matchup. They got the early picks, and I think the advantageous bot lane matchup. Their top lane should be advantageous. Like, really across the board, things are looking really good. It's just going to come down to what is Acadian select and how much of an advantage can Moon get, because he should be a tier or so above.
Yeah, and you can see with a couple of jungles taken off here, he's actually going to go to Graves. We've seen it from him before. Good high damage jungler, can play a bit more of a carry role, which Acadian and the jungle meta seems to favor a little more right now. So it's a pick we've seen. It's not like incredible S-tier jungler, but it seems just fine.
Yeah, it's fine. And we have seen people pick it when they get picked down to like 5th, 6th jungler or whatever. But remember, Acadian played this and he went off. He was hard carrying that game. Like, he was going nuts on the Graves. So he definitely has the potential to do that on a champion like this. It definitely gives you a very explosive team comp, a ton of damage, and you still have that Maokai front line. That said, you don't really want to fate check into a Kha'Zix as a Graves. Not that you do as any champion, but the Kha'Zix is certainly going to have much stronger ganks. Graves' gank just kind of is walking into the lane and starting to shoot somebody, you know, which, while it can work if you're pushed up, if you do show respect to the Grave ganks, it's not usually that effective. Where he does succeed is his clear is very fast. He can power farm, he can team fight, he can counter jungle, he can do all these things. So I think a lot of Fly's draft is going to hinge on the fact that Moon must do well in the early game, because lane advantage wise, I do give the edge to Echo Fox pretty much across the board.
Yeah, seem to have picked themselves into some nice matchups, which is how they've started off a lot of their games. for me, when we did see Graves all that time ago, he was in the enemy jungle more often than not.
Exactly.
Just annoying them and outfarming them. So I think if Acadian can contain Moon, Kha'Zix is a champion you really need to keep down. You probably can't beat him 1v1, but if you know where he is, that does lessen the impact on your lanes. And Acadian has shown so much presence for his team early already. And Echo Fox, I like what's happening. It's kind of 4 carries in a Maokai, but that's sort of what's working for Echo Fox. Like, if they want to play more aggressive and snowball games early, pick champions to let you do that, and that's kind of what happened in game 1. We'll see if it happens here in game number 2, because FlyQuest, super solid team comp here as well.
Yeah, they both are very similar as far as the 4 carries in a tank kind of style, right? One thing that you have to watch out for in the bot lane really is both the teams are looking like they're going to look for stacks, try to catch someone slipping, but not looking like they're actually going to run into each other. Is that Zyra, I feel like Zyra is such a good matchup into the Malzahar as far as the laning phase. Because you outrange him, you can poke off his passive with the shield. You can do a lot there, but really to kind of counteract that, in competitive play, people play so passively, and the Malzahars can play so safe that a lot of times, if you can turtle till like 6 or whatever, if you get a flash ult on the Zyra and any sort of gank, like jungle intervention can very quickly change this. And Fox is looking to actually sneak around. I think they know. Yeah, they know.
Yeah,
they
know Altek's there. In fact, Gate's going to show.
He's getting back off.
Yeah, back towards the turret stun. He's going to hit. A little bit of poke there from Keith, just to say hello. And that'll be a recall there for Altek. He'll be back in time, and a nice ward there into Echo Fox's red buff gives Fly some good early information. So, looking for that early kill, don't find it, and info traded there for FlyQuest.
I like the fact that teams are experimenting more with level 1s, though. We are seeing more creativity. Fox gets the kill. Oops, as Fox gets the kill last game, level 1. Obviously, that was kind of more Camille support thing. But looking for something like this, if someone slips up, you get the kill. If they don't, hey, you're stacked as 5. They're not really going to kind of take advantage of that. So I think it's something that's really cool. And that we can see more and more teams start to do, is just experiment with these level 1s. Teams have moved away from it after the kind of lane swap era had ended, but we are now seeing teams do more experimental ones. We're seeing a lot of red buff trades because people are willing to invade, and anytime you can go for something like that, it's really nice. The risk is pretty low, and the reward can be pretty big.
Yeah, counter ward there actually from Echo Fox means they will spot Moon coming into this buff. In fact, they've got a perfect ward just to spot this. So good early research done here, but I don't know if Arcadian can make his way over. He's busy farming a camp. By the looks of things, and Froggen can't make it either at level 1. So
Arcadian's just going to trade.
Yeah, which is fine.
Yeah, totally is. And it's still very important that you called out the ward, though, because if you don't know that Kha'Zix is taking your red, you cannot walk over to his red blind and be like, sure hope you aren't here.
Good flash out from Gate, though, as he took a lot of damage. Then the level 2 came in for FlyQuest, and we've seen Jin plus anyone, really, locked down a 2v2 lane, especially on the squishy supports. As Acadian is making that trade that you mentioned. Has the smite, so that'll be pretty simple. Moon, bit of a tempo advantage, I suppose, as far as the early jungling goes, but they both should clear pretty quickly, and the lanes are getting untouched for now. In fact, Acadian going to get some bonus Raptors out of the deal, which Moon did not get, so a very small edge, but that's all it is. It's small.
Yeah, I think Acadian, this is always something you want to get, though. You want to take those little edges. I don't know that he's going to be greedy enough to go for Krugs. I think that would be too much. But you can grab the Scuttle here, kind of even that out, or even look mid. And Hai may not be expecting this, but he is playing to kind of the strong side of the map. They know that Graves would be on the bot side. And yeah, you can see that even though they haven't spotted him on a ward, they ping him because they're saying, hey, this is where the jungler would be if he was going to be coming your way.
Bit of intuition there from FlyQuest as Moon does go down to his Krug, sees that his Raptors are missing, so we'll kind of have information that he probably assumed already, but Echo Fox have their ward there as well. So both junglers tracking each other early on, which we said was going to be a big feature, particularly on the Echo Fox side of the matchup. Meanwhile, in bottom lane, push in here as Keith does get a nice snipe in. Altek having to play catch up on CS, but shouldn't fare too poorly here. And this is kind of always what you want in a lot of these matchups, just push him in.
Yeah, exactly. Especially with Varus plus that Zyra, right? You can poke him out so well. And Gate has no flash, remember. He has to be careful here. Elimination low too.
Altek got some bullets, but doesn't fire the last one into Keith. Instead, they'll fend off the Voidlings and drink some of their consumables. Gate is out of potions, so is Elimination. So, as always, the supports have been trading quite aggressively. But Altek will have the... Actually, both.
Lemon's got to be careful. He's kind of face-checking into this. So, there's the root. They got him.
Actual massive face-check. Lemon flashes out. Keith actually runs Altek out of bullets, so that could be okay. Echo Fox playing with danger there, and now Moon's coming down to this bottom side of the map. This is a real juicy-looking dive.
Yeah, it's still so risky though at level 3. With Keith still having his flash, sure you jump in there, but you don't get a reset. If you get exhausted, you just die under the turret. So only way he was going to do that, I think, is Gate wandering back behind the turret, and that did not happen.
Yeah, wave not in place there. So I like the kind of proactiveness there from Moon, looking for the play, but Echo Fox smartly recalling kind of in the correct places, making sure they don't get caught out. Froggen is having some trouble in the mid lane, by the way. Should be able to farm up just nicely. It's what he's always been known for on the Anivia, and he does have the teleport, so should be able to get back to lane relatively easily and kind of get through what is kind of a tough landing phase for Anivia.
Yeah, I mean, Victor is going to outrange you as far as like the early poke and stuff like that. The lasers are very quick. Anivia is pretty slow, so you can hit that, and Hai's just kind of trying to shove in his opponent, but Froggen's going to be happy to farm it out, and as he scales up, as he reaches these higher levels, he can clear the waves very well, but they're going to have to be careful. As we do have FlyQuest on the side in the bush.
This seems dangerous.
Horror movie cam.
Certainly is. Kane in trouble. There's first blood. Over to Altec.
There you go. Moon grabs it this time, so Acadian will not be involved in first blood. Gets knocked down a notch, but still not too bad. He's like 8 of 10 now, I think.
Yeah, he's doing okay, as it all turns out. Just no vision.
No vision, and very, very scary place to be recalling. And FlyQuest is set up for this. Really, I love that trap that they've set for that. They are very well aware that Gate is out of summoners and they can take him down.
Yeah, pretty indicative of general FlyQuest play. I would say they're known for a lot of mind games. They do like to set up traps like that, and that's a lot of how they've gotten themselves into games or even gotten a bit of a lead that they do have here, but it's only 200 gold, so nothing spectacular right now. High farming up, going to get stunned by Froggen.
Nice.
Very nice combo! Froggen maybe underappreciated that, because I think he could have all in for a potential kill.
Well, his spells were on cooldown, so that's really the thing. If he was a higher level, his E would have been coming up faster. He could have maybe gone for it. But at this stage in the game, used his full combo. Not much else is coming out there. But Froggen uses better than almost anyone. His Elimination may get caught.
Yeah, the smoke screen Gate missed the root though, so Elimination will live to tell the tale. Acadian not going to get stunned up. We'll collect some crab money here. His Voidling's very pesky. Chase him all the way down. Gate pops the honey fruit open. Acadian's going to gnome those down. And we'll check in with balls versus Looper. Looper's up a couple CS. There you go.
Very,
that's the
very close, though. Exactly. And now back to the mid lane. But you know, really, that's a route that I feel like Gate should have had. That was a pretty free one, especially with the slow from Smokestream being added in there. Keith gonna get caught though.
Bit of a bad time. Balls actually committed his teleport there.
Balls does have flash ult if he wants to really go ham, but not gonna do that.
Keith with double sums and not a lot of vision on the rest of the side for FlyQuest, so they'll make the safe play. Bit of a wasted teleport there for Balls, but we'll see if he can get something else done. Looks like he's just going to clear a ward and walk back to top lane, so he'll fall a bit behind here. Looper holding onto TP could be an issue either for the lane or for the flank play, but FlyQuest should play with that information.
They will, but that can still give you just a dragon or something for free, right? And that is really what I want to see Fox capitalize on. We've kind of been giving them some credit. Hey, look, they're being proactive. They're doing all these great things. Now they should be making advantage of this. Now is where you start up plays and try to do aggressive things on the bot side of the map because you have that TP advantage, and that is a very big advantage as support's trading back and forth here. You can see they are moving around towards the dragon, but not going to start it up just yet. And they have a couple minutes, too, so it's not a huge rush.
Yeah. See if they can use the information, kind of set up the play here. As bottom lane's getting very heated. AD carry is already level 6, so got some good all-in ultimate to potentially use here. Supports have been kind of playing back, so they're only level 4, but we know that both Zara and Malzahar commit a lot of damage in any all-in. So maybe look for junglers, maybe the TP from Looper coming down on the Echo Fox side, or maybe just the Drake. But we seem to have a couple on the way pings. FlyQuest, I think somewhat aware of the potential of the play. Gets spotted over the Scuttle Crab vision, but again, just making sure they keep track of everything that's happening in the area. Whereas mid and top lane, been a bit of a farm fest, which I think is expected in those particular matchups. So no real surprises that bottom lane has been getting all that attention.
Yeah, certainly not. And that's one of the big things with the AP supports. They put out a lot of damage, but they die so easily. So jungle attention kind of very naturally wants to move that way because, hey, they have great gank assist. You can kill the other guy pretty quick when they're there helping you. So seems pretty nice place for a jungle to go.
And it's all full damage junglers anyway. So the poor mages are dying nice and swiftly. Balls deals with
this should be the dragon start.
And again, Echo Fox kind of knowing the situation, reading that cooldown, saying, okay, we have an opportunity here, and it's a good Drake to get as well. Mountain Drake here is Acadian and Froggen will team up for it. They've got the push, they see the backtimers from FlyQuest. You asked if they could execute, this is great execution.
It really is, and You know, originally I was kind of thinking, hey, they're going to start it up immediately, but I actually prefer the fact that they based, that they got the vision set up, that Acadian grabs the red buff. They've done kind of all their due diligence. So, hey, even if Balls has roamed down and there is a fight, you're as prepared for the fight as you can be, and you're probably pretty happy to take it at that point.
You can see, again, a bit of vision. Echo Fox actually moving their wards shallowly into FlyQuest red half of the jungle. Froggen building up his mana, High building up his Hextech item, so that's getting upgraded as
Damages are increasing.
That's pretty much what it is.
Yep.
Doesn't look like much, looks a little innocuous, but turns out it's just huge damage from Victor.
Yeah, the Hextech upgrade is really strong, and so much of Victor's power is from those upgrades. You know, the double laser hit, obviously faster moving ultimate, the move speed from your Q. These are all things that really do give him a lot of extra power. And Froggen, one thing I think he does better than almost anyone is play around LOS.
Ooh!
Oh, they're going on for Keith.
I love the combo. Keith getting ulted in. That's going to flash into the last bullet. Good tracking here from Ultec. Last bullet needs to land in. Elimination, never mind, has to
TP from Looper.
Arcadian looking for something back though. Elimination back towards his turret. Maybe going to be a dive. Arcadian going to run through the turret for it. Elimination. He's on the wrong side. Never mind. Not a whole lot way to go.
It's a reverse dive. Elimination is diving them now.
Well, I think he's going to die. Arcadian going to clean it up. It's not first blood, but he'll take it.
Elimination's dive didn't work out.
Funny how that worked.
But he tried his best. That's what counts.
Ooh, good play there.
Nice
Froggen. Either very aware, doesn't get stunned either. Crucial to not get hit by the enemy of your Q.
I like the fact that Lemon just kind of walked in and suicided there, because if he walks with his AD, Looper can kind of flash in, maybe get a 2-for-1 type situation there. Instead, they've already got their kill, which was great. They get Looper's TP, and it's only Lemon's life that is traded for it. So now FlyQuest will have the TP advantage. So here that is, Voidling's actually going to be the ones to get that finish, and Lemon realizes he's dead, just backs off. And now Looper's TP does not really get that much. And once again, FlyQuest, it'll be on them to really kind of make the play around the bot side and see what they can get done with their TP advantage.
Yeah. Elimination's
riveting replay. Does he go down?
He did.
He did.
Spoiler.
There you go.
That's the problem with replays I've seen already. As Kate and Lemon still dueling here in the bottom lane. Don't forget, like you said, plenty of damage there, although it's just utility items for now, as they're building up towards those kind of first big purchases, which we do see. Support Zara especially does output a pretty monumental amount of damage.
Kha'Zix is behind
Surprise, Kha'Zix! Gate not going to get locked down. Does not matter at all. You said something about squishy supports, right?
Yeah. And Gate knows he's dead, saves the summoner, so good pick. But at least he's not going to waste the summoner.
Flash from high. Flash from high, excuse me. Nice play, almost turns it around. Arcadian's going to live through it, though.
That was really nice. I mean, that's a 2v1 against High. He trades summoners and forces the jungler out. So now they know the jungler has to base, and we can have Moon wrapping around here looking for Keith.
Yeah, Altec trying something, but Froggen in lockdown High again. He's out of mana, but Altec's putting on the bullets. There's one, there's two. Keith. Oh!
Good night, sweet prince.
Oh, he lives! Elimination. We're going to finish him up, and Altec just shoots him, actually. There was so much hope.
Yeah, I mean, Moon was behind him and Lemon's behind him. He's pretty screwed there. FlyQuest doing a lot better in this game as Echo Fox has had trouble really kind of getting going. But that said, they're still trying to make those plays. And across the map, it's just the bot lane that has been problematic for Echo Fox. All 4 of their deaths are in that bot lane. And we are seeing some kind of interesting builds. Lucidity boots on Varus, I have not seen really quite a bit. I think it makes sense, though. Grab some early CDR. You're going to have the summoners up more often. It's a trade-off, obviously, for the auto-attack damage. Sometimes people go Swifties kind of for the mobility. So it's just a give and take there. I think it's totally fine. And solo lane's still doing well for Echo Fox. Jungle still doing fine. Very even in those matchups. So really, it's just the bot lane weakness they have to play around. Yeah. And this could be turned around in one fight, right? This is not a monumental lead.
No, and it all makes sense. 2,000 gold, actually the lead there for FlyQuest. And all that attention's really been in the bottom half of the map. So Fly doing a good job at kind of winning where it matters here, because that was the matchup everyone wanted. Froggen hunting with his new Rod of Ages. He's going to get some vision down. And there's an Infernal Drake up in 130. Echo Fox are doing pretty good on the Drake lottery. Ooh, that Blast Cone is out now. High going to get stunned up. Damage is there. Arcadian blows him away. Elimination with the lockdown, though. Arcadian trying to run away from the crabs, but I don't think it's going to happen. Lemon finishes it off. Altec going to flash in as Froggen's knocked up by the Nord ult. LCK still looking for the snipe ball, splashes in for the hook, and there's an egg. Froggen snared in omelet form. Bad news bears all around. Froggen gonna go down to LCK, and Fly pick up the win.
So yeah, 2 for 1 there for FlyQuest as High is able to go down, but still Balls faster on that roam, had the TP advantage. Loopers is still not quite cooled down. So this is what they get back for that TP bot lane from Looper, and it's been tit for tat, both top laners making TP plays pretty often here in the early stages of this game. And FlyQuest, they're pinging them out. They know that they're looking for this. Nice little play there from Lemonation, just even taking down the blast cone, stops that retreat. But then the burst damage on High kills him off very quickly. Refresh on that E means that Acadian was going down, and Froggen flashes over, but even with the egg, there's no one to defend, so he's always gonna die.
He's again trying to poke where he can, but good little 2-for-1 pick up there for FlyQuest. Look to push mid, do a little bit of chip damage to the turret, but not a whole lot there. And top turret also up, so first turret gold not up for grabs. That's FlyQuest already with that bottom turret take, but the turrets are starting to get quite weakened in a lot of these lanes, so the teams are going to continue hammering the lanes, looking for the picks.
Yeah.
And looking to knock down kind of those weak turrets and collect the gold. Froggen now down towards that bottom lane, starting the push off, and Infernal Drake is back and ready. So a pretty pivotal point in this game. FlyQuest again with a lead, but it's not a huge lead.
It definitely is not a very big lead, especially when you consider Looper is top lane with TP. Balls does not have it, and they don't want to give up the Drake. So he has to stay bot side. Looper is shoving in top to an almost dead turret. So, you know, he wants to try to do that and then TP down for a potential fight. And looks like the TP is coming in now as FlyQuest was starting that up.
Oh, Elimination found Gate. That's a great pick, and High just deletes him. High getting low on the back line, but Looper took Elimination already. Moon has to keep running away as Froggen really walls them all off. Balls still trying to run away, but that's firing into the back from Keith and the arrows. Balls going to be the next target. Froggen stuns him up and kills him. Fox, a 2-for-1 trade.
That was a very decisive victory in that team fight for Echo Fox, actually. When you look at the health bars, sure it was just a 2-for-1, but High was almost dead. Moon was almost dead. These guys really crushed that fight. So Lemonation, he committed in, so did Moon, but Moon does not have the reset to go back out, and he's a squishy Kha'Zix, and Lemonation traded his life for that as Froggen kind of had really nice positioning, was able to come around the side. So they get 2 kills, they get the dragon, and here it is once more. They see the TP coming in, Froggen from the side. They want to make the commitment onto Zyra. Great, you got the Zyra kill. Look at Froggen's damage on Lemonation on the bot side. Immediately taking him down. And then Moon. Moon is trapped in there. Keith landed a nice chain of corruption, kind of locked him down. And it was really the positioning from Echo Fox. They have their carries back in a safe spot. They're Maokai in the front. And then as FlyQuest retreats, they can kind of come crashing in. So really good heads-up team fighting from Echo Fox.
That in game 1 as well. Echo Fox are playing together really well, using terrain smartly. I think playing with a lot of Anivia probably helps you.
Yep.
Because you play with more walls than normal.
They got some good brains on them.
Certainly do. At least for now. Echo Fox looking in form so far. Still behind a little bit. Altek's actually going to grow that lead further for FlyQuest. Should be 2,000-3,000 gold-ish once he takes down the turret. Does get it.
Echo Fox has to force here now in the mid lane because they gave up that outer turret, and it's just
High! That's going to be deletion. Acadian with a slick play again. Lemonation trying to lock down Gate. Void crabs in, but hits him out. They actually stop Lemon. There's the double for Altek.
Oh, Lemon, it's just you, buddy. No one else was there. You got the ultimate, but that's a support. Malzahar, he doesn't actually have the damage, he just has the lockdown, and had Moon been there a bit earlier, yeah, great, but then Moon can't really jump in either. Yeah,
now he's got to back off, doesn't get chilled, so no extra damage there from Froggen's E. Altek going to clean the wave up with the ultimate. Acadian, trying to tank them, but last ball leads a little too far to the left. And there you can see turret weakened. 2 picks there for Fox is good, but no turret isn't quite the conversion they wanted. Still, they're finding picks, they're getting extra gold, and if that keeps happening and the map really opens up, Echo Fox's comp and their style they've shown off recently should start to shine.
And at least for FlyQuest there, obviously you don't want to give up those kills, but High was already dead. Lemon gives up his life, but it did delay them, so they didn't take the turret. If you want to look at it like that, you can say, hey, it's not that bad of a trade, but still it is 2 picks for a turret. And Echo Fox has 2 weak turrets on the map that they can collect. They haven't actually taken down any yet, but top lane's very low, mid lane is very low. So that is gold that is kind of just out of their reach, and when they get that, they're actually in the gold lead.
Yep, the 2 for 0 turret lead, pretty deceptive, as is that gold lead, but Fly will hold on to it for now, and they can keep defending, or even make plays of their own. Looking for Moon, that's a good double snare, actually gets Elimination just in the back. Looking for the ulti down onto Gate, Chain of Corruption trying to fend them off as Froggen will wall off the rest of FlyQuest. Gate takes a lot of damage, but lives through the fight.
Yeah, it was a good double root there from Gate, but they kind of spotted him out with a sweeper, it looked like. So, you know, if Moon really wanted to go aggressive, he probably could have just deleted him. That was a support Zyra by himself, and Moon has hit 11, so he has those resets now. That is something to pay attention to, as it does allow him to go more aggressive for those one-off kills, because he can hop right back out.
Yep. Child's going to go bye-bye for this game. And Elimination's flash is up in a couple seconds. He's ready with the ultimate. We've seen a highlight reel of flash ultimates from Lemon.
Some highlights for his team, some highlights for the other team, you know? Mix of both.
Yep. But he does like to get in there and try and make magic happen. Oh, FlyQuest, you're the best.
20-minute Baron. Will they actually suspect this? And now Balls is TPing in there. They're committing to this. A lot of people are missing off the map, but Echo Fox seems to have no idea whatsoever. Now High is going up there. They have to figure this out.
Yeah, I mean,
but I think it's too late.
4,000 health up. Do they have the time? Froggen's going to see them, can wall them all up in the pit.
Can they get the fight?
Baron is going down. Can they get any exit kills here? Stone's going to miss it. FlyQuest get away with another play.
Now, FlyQuest is going to have to try to retreat here, while Echo Fox is going to want to push and at least get a turret or something from this, but such good calling there from FlyQuest, as this is a C9 signature play, right? This is High, and his risky shot calling. He's always willing to make those dangerous Baron calls, and they go for it. They fully commit 5 men into the pit at 20 minutes.
That's a Highland Baron, 100%.
Totally is.
A calling card for the mid laner, as FlyQuest will take the gold lead for themselves. Bullets looking for Arcadian, has a couple for Altec. One more coming, hits Froggen, but not too much damage. Balls ready with his ultimate and the flash, but doesn't want to commit with the team lagging behind. And in fact, Balls might get caught out here. Echo Fox are happy to look for a pick. Elimination though locks down Froggen on the other side. Key's going to get blown up by High. Depth charge once again. He's going to get hit, blown up by Boot. Now looking for the reset. He's going to get ripped up as he leaps through the air. Froggen does have the passive. He's going to live as Looper takes out Elimination, but Froggen's got to go. Looper's already dead, and FlyQuest pick up 4 kills in a row.
Just a disaster fight for Echo Fox. The wheels fall off after that Baron. They tried to walk through, but they did not have positioning for that team fight, and they're funneling through the FlyQuest team. They make them pay, knock down mid lane. They're going to get more. They could go even for tier 2, perhaps for the inhibitor turret.
I mean, they might. FlyQuest are a pretty decisive team and pretty aggressive on the shot calling side, but they'll temper the aggression for now, so very surprisingly, and just take down the tier 2 in mid. Gold lead all of a sudden is blossoming for the side there as well. 5,000 up. High's going to steal the blue because he's a jerk. And there's a Mountain Drake up in 30 seconds for the team stick in test 4 as well. Top turret does fall over to Echo Fox as the minions finish off the job. But Echo Fox going to have to play a little more defensively for the next few minutes, as that Baron buff has potential to do real devastating damage to the inhibitor turrets in particular.
Yeah, it definitely can be very tough to deal with. Thankfully for them, they have Anivia, they have Zyra, they have, even Graves is pretty good wave clear, and the Vera, so they have a lot of tools to kind of turtle and wave clear, and that may be what they have to do for a little bit here. Right now, they're trying to set up a pick. They want to continue getting those dragons. They've been controlling them all, and that is really what they're trying to continue doing here. It looks like they will get this dragon uncontested, as FlyQuest is more interested in pushing topside and trying to pressure down on that turret.
I actually really like this trade from both teams. Smart stuff from Fox to section off this river and get the Drake for themselves, because they know they're going to have to wait a little while anyway, so might as well use the Drakes to scale in. FlyQuest, okay, fine, we'll give up bottom side. Happy to take top for ourselves here. And Echo Fox now have to book it all the way back to try and defend these inhibitor turrets. Arcadian, I get why he's there, but he should probably recall, yeah,
what is he doing? He stopped his recall, and if FlyQuest dies and take this turret here, this could be really bad. He's still staying on the bot side. I guess they think they can clear.
Ball's actually taking damage, but Altec's going to fire back in. Looper should protect them. Does stand for the last bullet.
Okay.
I mean, Anivia wave clear is pretty good, but that's a lot of faith in your teammates to defend this push.
Certainly is, and that may be the call that they're making. You know, it's not necessarily even on him to stay down there. And so far, so good, as he's gotten one turret. He's pushing towards the second.
High. That's a really dumb spot to be standing.
They got him.
Stuns in there. Arcadian throws the ulti through, and Froggen gets a Looper. Locked down as FlyQuest to try and finish this all up, but Looper, he's so tanky as Balls is taking the turret there as well. He'll get stunned, but the damage is there. Keith, he's going for broke. 4v4 still on the top side, and Fly pull away from the push.
Forget Fiora, it's all about the Varus split push now. He's showing us what's up in the bot lane. We'll see how much he can get done. I think that's going to be it, but that was great for Echo Fox. It turned out to really work out. They actually get a pick. They get 2 turrets. They hold on both sides. The inhibitor turret almost went down, but they did hang on, and that could have been disastrous for them. If you dive, if you lose the fight there, you could lose the game.
They could, but Fox, hold on. High, a mistake walking through the short route between the two turrets, gets himself picked off by Echo Fox. It just has so many ways to pick someone up and burst them down. Victor, pretty squishy, and High pays for it here.
Yeah, and Froggen so on point with his walls all the time. There's the wall into the root, chains that perfectly with the stun. Really nice from Froggen, setting that up, and you can see the frustration on High's face. He knew that that was their opportunity. With Keith staying bot lane, they wanted to make that dive on the next wave. You see how low that inhibitor turret was? They were going to go for it.
Yep. And they could get it here as well, but now it's going to regen some of that health. Echo Fox, they just do so much damage with the triple Drake that they've picked up when they get an opening that FlyQuest cannot put a toe out of line, and High put his whole
TB
foot
coming
out
in from behind. Balls is looking for it.
Play's going to start here. Ball's actually going to lock down Frog, and that's a great pick onto the carriers. Ball's just in the mix. 1v4 right now as Moon trying to get the assassination down, but Ball's taking too much damage. Echo Fox stand their ground as the GA is going to revive him. Elimination though, almost blown apart as Looper trying to keep alive. Moon's going to take him down though. High's ultimate doing a nice chunk of AoE.
Echo Fox needs to get back to their base. They're going to get cut off here from the base.
High, Froggen going to try and turn it around. That's a flash out there. It's Froggen going to get locked up by the mouse. Oh, Moon and a rampage. We're going to try and turn it all around for FlyQuest. Froggen turning to an egg once again. There's the double. There's the triple almost coming out as well. And FlyQuest just ravaged through the fight.
And Fox just hung around so long by that red buff. They were trying to get more poke out, trying to get more damage out, but they were being flanked. They were being cut off. They needed to get out as soon as they lost their frontliner. Balls having the GA there was so critical. But thankfully, Acadian did not go down, and he did pick up a kill on the other side of the fight. So here it is once more. Balls coming in with the TP, and he is so tanky at this point, he can make the aggressive play with that GA. They don't have the damage to really take him out. Acadian, thankfully for him, was able to get away from Moon. They pump the damage out onto Balls. Balls loses GA, but Looper's locked up. And as Looper realizes he's going to die, he goes back in. This is where you're running. But you can see Fox, they hesitate. They're kind of coming back and forth. They're hanging around. Okay, maybe we'll go for a poke. It was not a full commitment to retreat. And then Balls is able to come, gets into the back line. Acadian, this was really the play that kind of saved the fight a little bit, at least. He does take down High. He gets out. So it's not a 5-0, and they can't really kind of try to push to end the game, I guess.
Acadian continuing to impress in all situations, but FlyQuest with a clean 4-1. Great pincer there onto Echo Fox, kind of corralling them around their own red buff.
Yeah.
And then managing to sweep the fight.
I love the call, especially with the GA on Balls. I think if you don't have that, the fight is not really working so well for you. But the fact that he had it, his opponent did not, gives him that really one super strong team fight. And they took big advantage of it.
Well, you can see the gold lead still up pretty healthily for Fly, actually 6,000 gold ahead, but didn't do the real structural damage they wanted to do with the Baron. So they've got top still open. It's regenerating slowly, but the keyword there is slowly. Baron is up alive. Infernal Drake up in 125, and they're getting some of these lanes pushed. In fact, top and bot are pushing for FlyQuest currently as well. So the setup is here, but Echo Fox really just need one opening in the team fight to kind of turn things back around and reset the map. So this Baron is going to be a big deal.
Echo Fox keeps cutting themselves off from their base, though. Now, FlyQuest has the inside track with the minion wave. I don't really know what Echo Fox is thinking here. Now they must walk through everyone to try to get back to their base as they're going to be getting siege. They do have them caught, though, so FlyQuest has to win a fight here.
Yep.
We'll see if they can do it.
They're just going to force it by the looks of things. Froggen going to go back behind Looper, who's taking up a lot of the damage. Mouth Harrold's going to be committed, gating the side.
Moon on the back.
Rips through there. Moon.
That's
one. Takes it down, and FlyQuest going to try and turn it around. There's a second for Kha'Zix as Froggen is just finding out where he can, but he's locked down again. There's a triple kill for Moon as FlyQuest just going nuts. That's the quadra there as well. Looper, he's run away, but Moon could smell the Penta.
Moon with the flank there, and that could be the game. I think it will. 30-second death timers on Froggen and Acadian. They should be able to march this one down as the top inhibitor has a wave there too.
I mean, they've got so much damage they can deal if the game isn't going to end here.
Okay,
so
they're making the safe call.
Such a good position here. They will just kind of back off after this. Death timers are still pretty low at under 30 minutes, but there's a Baron up, there's Infernal Drake up, and FlyQuest just getting themselves further ahead. Yeah,
they're going to make the safe call here, go for 2 inhibitors, but this fight was really just all about Moon. Moon flanks around, he goes around the outside, then he re-enters the fight with his ultimate, and that really was what it was about. You can see he's waiting his time, some nice hits go in onto Gate. Gate gets pretty low, he says, "You're mine." That's 1 kill. Reset onto Keith. That's 2 kills. Then he's able to jump down. He's able to take down Froggen. 3. and then one more reset, make it 4. Moon with the beautiful team fight. A lot of patience to not jump in too early and to get the great positioning on the side. And that's what gets them a massive advantage.
They're going to even up the Infernal Drake count as well, which is...
EpicSkillshot's going to try to rush Baron.
Pretty necessary. Yep, there's a teleport in. They're going straight forward. In fact, maybe a trap being set here.
Okay.
I think they just don't have enough resources to try and force here.
But now they're outside of their base again, and they have the super minions walking up mid lane, so they're split. This is very awkward. FlyQuest can just escort the super minions into their base.
Yeah, now we're going to start the Baron. This is a decisive and an aggressive call, but perhaps a little foolish here for Echo Fox. In fact, Fly just going to collapse down on top of them. Lemonation's looking for a big ult.
How do they ever get out of here?
They've got the Baron, but I don't think they can is the answer. Lemonation's still locking it down. That's just gross. Look at the damage and the silence in the backline. Arcadium blown to pieces. Moon's going to go nuts again as Froggen's turned into an egg. And Looper, he probably is going to live here, but they're going to chase him down and end the game.
I respect the try from Echo Fox. They knew they were up against it. You're almost never going to win a game with 2 inhibitors down. He's going to get out. Plus, no, he's not.
Auto attack snare comes back out, and now Paul's is out. Bit of fun for the 2 top players. By the way, your Nexus is exploding. FlyQuest, real clean endgame as we've always seen, and they are going to force another deciding game.
Yeah, they will. We're going to go to game 3. You know, it was a risky call from Echo Fox. Almost never going to work there, but I think it's still a chance to win the game, right?
And better than 0.
Exactly. If you sit in your base, 2 inhibitors down, you give FlyQuest a free Baron, they just let the super minions push in, they come 5-man bot, like there's almost no way to win that situation. So I think that Echo Fox, they make a really gutsy call, they go for the Baron, doesn't pay off, but to me the problem this game was not laning, was not the play calls, it was nothing like that. It was really just positioning for Echo Fox. There was a bunch of times throughout the game where they were kind of in these awkward spots in their own jungle, kind of getting caught out, pincered, getting on the wrong side of things, and that felt like that was really massive in this game.
Yeah, and I think we mentioned that the team comps were looking quite similar, so I'm going to break down the game here. There's just a lot of team fight, lots of picks, and a ton of damage for both sides here. So we're actually going to have a look at the comps in general and see what exactly was on offer here. Because, like you said, mispositioning was a big factor in so many of those fights. And when you have high damage compositions with one tank that needs to be standing in the right spot and the carries that need to make sure they don't get caught out, it's going to get messy for that exact reason.
Yeah, it's so much poke, it's so much kind of harass from Echo Fox. You know, Anivia and Varus and Zyra, these are not champions that want to charge into a fight, right? You want to be sitting back, being able to get your damage out, get your damage out, get your damage out. But FlyQuest was able to kind of pull them into these spots where they were like, ooh, are they at Baron? Let's go over there. And then they're kind of cut off from their base and they're forced into these aggressive brawls where these champions do not succeed or do not really kind of flourish. And, you know, we talked about at the start of the game, where was the advantage in the draft for FlyQuest? It was the Kazakhs, right? That was really what it was. Acadian was pushed down on the Graves. He still had a solid game, but Moon was 9-0-8. He went nuts.
He did, and we saw the last fight. They're actually going to take a look at a 21-minute replay here for FlyQuest, where they did manage to take a 4-1 team fight win. Lots of interesting stuff as far as terrain and positioning goes, so we'll break this one down. Yeah,
exactly, and this was really a key fight. This is kind of one that broke their back, as I really liked the fact that Lemonation in this fight kind of went to the side, he locked down Froggen, shut out their damage. Even though he dies, it was not important. He was able to lock Froggen from doing any damage there with the Malzahar ultimate plus the silence, while the rest of his team just piled in onto their damage dealers, right? You are allowing your Kazakhs and your Nautilus just fly into the back line and kill off the AD carry, kill off these squishy supports, because Froggen is not there to kind of support them and peel from them and do that damage.
Yeah, we saw a ton of different fights around terrain, really tricky use of Anivia, of the general geography of the map. Both teams were looking good for a lot of the game, but FlyQuest just opened it up, I felt, towards the mid game. And it's not a coincidence. They're good at setting up macro. They're good at setting up fights for the exact same reason. And we're going to see kind of the fruit of all their labor as a 28-minute Moon quadra kill. This was just really smart setup.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have seen it a couple times now. This one was really nice. It's FlyQuest kind of getting pincered against the base, but then Moon has so much patience. He waits until someone is low, gets the execute, takes down the AD carry, then goes for Froggen. And as soon as Kazakhs is going nuts like this, there's no chance in the fight, right? You have to have a concerted effort to locking down and killing that Kazakhs when he goes in. And as soon as he was able to get that free reign in the back line, the fight was done. So Moon deserves a lot of credit, and also his team for being able to kind of hold their own in that 4v5 and chunk someone low so he could get that first reset, because that is really big.
And there was some smart plays from Echo Fox, I'll say, on the other side. They definitely gutsy in a lot of their calls. I mean, Keith staying bottom lane looked like a complete disaster, and then Echo Fox managed to hold pretty nicely there with a pick on the high. So I like what they're doing, but I think you look at game 1, all out aggressive looking good. You look at game 2, all out aggressive looking not as good. Maybe kind of find somewhere in the middle.
I mean, I think that it's way better to see them playing like this, though, right?
I agree.
And we also have to remember a lot of the game was also about the fact that FlyQuest snuck a 20-minute Baron, right? if that didn't happen, this game was looking really good for Echo Fox for the most part. They had kind of battled back. Their top side of the map was all doing very well. The bottom lane was serviceable. They were right in there until FlyQuest stole that Baron, broke the game open, and then Moon kind of took over.
Yeah, really good stuff there for both teams. And we are going to take a quick break. But first, head over to Twitter and start sending us your questions to @LLEsports with the hashtag NALCS. We'll be choosing a few to answer in this week's edition of NALCS Tonight.